Welcome everyone to part 3 of my basic cards. Finally, we'll be now talking about jutsus. The last video was mission cards, and the first video, obviously, was ninjas. Today, jutsus are very important cards. Well, all cards are very important, but this is very important. But with jutsus, you can identify a jutsu by the top left corner where it will say jutsu. And you can tell what element it is by looking at the top right. This is a fire jutsu. Next, you can tell what the name of the jutsu is in the text box right here. This is called Fire Style Great Dragon Flame Jutsu. Now, the thing with jutsus is they have requirements. This card requires 3 fire. How this works is, before this card's played, let's say you charge your chakra up. Let's say I charge by putting these 3 in my chakra area. You have to do this before playing a jutsu, before the battle. These have to be in your chakra. Since this will be 3 fire, when I play Great Fire Dragon, I discard 3 fire jutsus. Not jutsus, but the 3 fire cards I used to play the card. So then I pay its cost, so then I can play it. Like for instance, let's say I was playing with Kakashi. I like the, or actually no, I just for the yeah, let's just go with Kakashi. What happens is, how its effect works is, I will give 1 damage to the target. Then my opponent will discard the top 5 cards of their deck. So let's say I was fighting Ambu. I'm just pulling a random card. I'm sorry. But what this will do when I'm fighting is he will get injured, which means I can get him weaker. So it'll be easier to fight him, which can help you out a lot in battle. But this is a different card. Not all jutsus have this, but sometimes they have an expert effect. So let's go back a step. Let's say I didn't use Kakashi. Let's say I used Sasuke. And then I played a fire jutsu and did my 3 fire cost. What will happen now is I would apply the expert effect. So I'll give 1 damage to him. Expert effect goes first. Then I'll give, unless the card says only to use expert, but because of this, I can now do the next one, which will give 1 damage to target. So then I'll kill him. And then my opponent has to discard the top 5 cards of their deck. So that really helps out. So you just killed a ninja. And if this information was wrong, I'm very sorry. I'll try to update and fix the problem. So I'll be sincerely sorry. Okay? I just gotta be sure later on, but that's what I believe. That's unless I got it mixed up. So I'm sorry. So that means I got the good effect. But now this will go to discard. You don't put them in chakra or anything. You have to put them straight to discard. But with jutsus, there's another thing. Some are not. There's 2 kinds of requirements. Usually, like for instance, the Fangs of Pain. It'll require a Remigan in an animal, which means no card can use it unless it has that. So basically cards like Giant Panda, Giant Chimera, and Giant Chameleon can use it, and others, as long as they have the stats Animal and Remigan, as it says in the card. But this symbol here Well, it's a lot different than this, where it shows 3 symbols. What this means here is you have to pay, you can pay any card in your chocolate area for this. So I can just pay with like earth, fire, lightning, any element in the game, you can pay for that if it's an orange. Next, to tell you, there are some chocolate in the game that are a little more different. They're kind of like this one, where, like Rimigon, where it requires lightning, 2 lightning, and one other chakra, which means you have to pay 2 lightning. So let's add, let's see, good example, please. Let's say I had these 3 in my chakra. This will pay for the lightning portion, which means I just need some other card, so I'll just pay with a Sasuke. Then I can use this card as long as I have Naruto Uzumaki and clone status. But then there's also others, like Amaterasu, which I really like this card. I mean, it's fun in order to get your opponent mad, just because of its effect. You can see it right there if you want to read it. Pause the video. I try to get a good quality where you can read cards. With this, you have to pay a fire and some other chakra, some other attribute chakra, which means you have to pay fire, so that will cover the fire part of the jutsu, and then some other jutsu, so some other chakra, so I'll pay with lightning, which means this card can be used. But in this case, this is another kind of jutsu, where it has ore, which then another different one. This means I can pay with any element in the game. I just gotta give 3, which will be very, very helpful sometimes where you don't have fire in your chakra. But let's say you have nothing but, let's see, lightning. Let's say you had just lightning in your chakra. You can pay this the higher cost, but it will help you more helpful if you don't have the cards to help you turn the tide if you can. So this would be that can be helpful sometimes, but usually you want to go with the better option, which is to pay less to do the same thing. Sometimes you have to pay more, sometimes you pay less. It's up to you usually, as long as it has that OR symbol, or it has OR. Okay, oh, and another thing with jutsus. When the assaulter can play jutsu first, then your opponent can play a jutsu, then you can play a jutsu. In return of that, basically you keep going until someone just stops. Then no one else can play jutsu. It's done. Too much jutsus, probably. So, alright, that wraps up the last of Chapter 1 of Basic Cards of Naruto. Some other time, maybe tomorrow, maybe today, maybe, I'll come out with a new video on starting with battles or more advanced parts on cards, or how the game map works. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please like, favorite, and subscribe, because it helps. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.